Welcome back, sewists. Today we're going to talk about pattern style magazines from Europe and Japan. If you saw last week's video, you saw that I was in California, and while there I picked up a Japanese style pattern magazine. Not only did I get this, but I went ahead and ordered some Burda magazines off of Amazon. These are the European ones. I wanted to share with you what you get when you get a pattern magazine like this. The Japanese one has almost zero English. I'll show you how easy it is to translate that if you're really interested in getting one of these magazines. They are available in the US. I bought this one in San Francisco. I'm sure you can order them online if you don't have a good bookshop near you to pick one up. The same with Burda. They are also available in some bookshops. These were on Amazon. I got 2 of them. And they come out monthly. You can look when you're going to buy them. It has like a little snapshot of all of the patterns that come in it. So let's have a close-up look at what these pattern magazines actually give you. If you want to make my very cute outfit, I believe it is a Burda pattern. I will have it linked below. I have a complete tutorial on it. I did it in a coral. I made this one, which did show up in a video recently. I made this one to take to my California trip. I just love this pattern. It's pretty fast to put together, and I think it's really cute. I've worn it belted and not belted. Super great, easy breezy for these hot summer days. We're going to start with the beautiful Japanese magazine, and it says style book here, and I'm going to show you what I do. On my phone, I have a Google, so it's different for each one. I hit the little camera on my search bar, and I use translate, and then I can put it over it, and it immediately translates it for me. So if I roll this forward, hold up my camera, and put it over it, and it automatically translates. I will put some of the translations up on the screen for you. It's much easier in person than trying to show it on my phone on the camera. So it says Japanese to English, and here it says 2006 Midsummer, 7 keywords that make up Juko. Part 1, cool dresses and blouses. Part 2, basic unique bottoms. That's what the cover tells us. Because it's Japanese, it opens backwards to the Western thinking. Okay, so this is how it opens up. And I'm not going to translate and read everything for you, but it has the table of contents. It has lovely, one of the things I really like about this is the photography is amazing. Now, every one of these is included either in the patterns that are right here. You can see this shows you the patterns. A, B, C, D. These are the patterns. So you can either do pants or a little kind of an overall. There's a dress or shirt. Here's a dress or shirt, and here's 2 different shirt options, all included. Now I'm just going to open this up a little bit so you can see how small the pattern pieces are. This is Japanese sizing, and for us in the West, it's small. I will put up a little one of their size charts for you. It has beautiful directions for zippers and ironing. It's all step by step. And if you use Google Translate, it's all right there. Here they're showing using, I believe it's a fusible webbing. Apply adhesive tape. Yep, that's what that is. It's like an adhesive tape. So they're kind of gluing the zipper down first. This is one of the methods they teach you. They teach you finishing. I will say that the most of the Japanese sewing techniques are going to be very beautiful and well finished. It's not speed sewing. It is sewing for quality, for lasting, and for beautiful finishes. The inside will be beautiful just like the outside in its own way. So yeah, there's a lot of different zipper instructions here in the back. Loads of zipper instructions. That's really cool. Here is some crochet. Isn't that fun? I do love crochet. So here's the bag. Now I'm going backwards. It starts here. So here's the bag, and they're showing this. And then up close, they show you the different stitches. They show you how they're putting it together. There's a lot of full color in this. This one is giving, let me get my translate back out. Okay, so this one is giving measurements and showing where to gather. You could, here's the picture right up here. You could draft these patterns if they are not included, because they have all of the measurements written to the side. So this one could be easily drafted. And again, they have some sewing instructions to go with it. The picture up here, there are so many. Here's this, look how cute this is with the little spaghetti strap. Another one that's drafted. And they're showing the finished garment. Loads and loads and loads. This one shows the different pieces on top, stacked on top of each other, so you would have to sort of extract out visually as you were drafting it out, but it's there. So this is the Japanese one, and it is full of information and patterns, and it is small. I think this is one of the size charts. It says quick reference for dimensions for each piece. So this is giving you for the pattern pieces what those dimensions are. Here's telling you how to take measurements. At the bottom is this down here is bust, waist, and hip. And so this is in centimeters from a size 7 to a size 19. And I will put up on the screen what those actually are. I'm going to take a screenshot real quick. Even if you didn't do anything else but just look at the pictures and get inspiration, the sewing instruction is so well illustrated. I think most of it you could get from the pictures, especially if you're a visual learner. Look at how cute those gathers are off of the yoke. Very, very, very cute. All right, I have seen that you can order similar magazines for men and for children, and sometimes a combo where that'll have for the family. This one shows you the laying out directions for this. You can see the pattern changes, and this is showing you how you would lay it out to get this look. Down here, this is really cute. It's just a regular dress. It has 2 different fabric insets. So pretty. I would love to go fabric shopping in Japan. They have some stunning fabrics over there. Look at this pretty eyelet skirt. There's a few words in English, so it says fabric collection, and old is new. This is the 1980s. They're showing how the 80s are popular again, which I have noticed this. Considering this is when I grew up, this is my early teen, and late teen years. Very cute. I'm pretty sure this is the crochet pattern that we saw in the back. So it tells you what page to go to make this. That is really cute. I might need to make that. That's really, really cute. It would be cute to carry your project around, your small crochet project. This, I'm pretty sure, is the kimono into the balloon pants. They reused the kimono and made balloon pants, so that's really cute. All the directions, very detailed directions. And you can see this has got a partial lining in the front. And what that partial lining does is it gives it stability and fullness to make the pant not collapse in on itself, but to hold up. And then they even use scraps to make a pincushion, it appears. Not using my Google Translate right here, but that's what it looks like. Here's some little slips. Little dolman top. So this is the one from Japan that I picked up when I was in San Francisco. Look at all the full color photography in it. Tons of full color photography. I kind of looked at it from back to front. This is really adorable and has lots of top stitching on it. Very cute. I've made something sort of like this recently. You will notice that for the most part, the Japanese sewing is looser, not body hugging, not so shape or form showing. And that's just the style in Japan. Very cute though. I will say on a bigger body, for mine, it's a little harder to wear. You have to get your fit just right and get your silhouettes just right so it doesn't add to the fullness of the body already. But very cute. I love looking at how they style everything. Okay, so that's the Japanese magazine. I bought it in San Francisco at the Japan Mall. It was $31.49 with tax. It was $28.99 before tax. So that's what I paid for this at the mall in San Francisco. This is the bookstore I got it at. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I went online. I've used these. I remember these from back in the day, way back. We sometimes would carry these in our, I think in the Bernina store. I'm trying to remember if it was the Bernina store or the Fabric Stash, but I remember carrying something like this. And so when I went online to Amazon, it said this comes in English, German, and named a bunch of languages. So I was like, great, it'll have multiple languages, perfect. Well, when I got it, you will notice the only English on here is Berta style. And this looks Russian to me. It's Ukrainian. I have 2 Ukrainian fashion pattern magazines. They're very cute, and when you go to order, you can see what patterns are included on Amazon. But the same thing has to happen. You have to Google Translate to see what's going on. Now, this is European, so it'll have more European sizing and also more European fashion, which I will say in here, if you're in North America, similar fashion. Beautiful full color. Now this one is more traditional magazine. This one is very glossy. Pages and everything. So the quality of this is higher. It's also double the price. It's also about 4 times the size. If you compare the sizes, there you can see this one's just a little flat. This one's practically a book. So this Berta style is, I'm going to tell you, these were about $17 on Amazon. And I got 2 different seasons. This one is the second one of 2026. So, wow, Fashion Virgin, the legendary dress like Sophia Loren's is in here. City View, modern ensembles, that sort of thing. So this was the second one. This probably would have been like February of 2026. I think these are monthly. It may even say in this area. But here you can see all the styles that are available in this one. And they also talk about like the fashion itself, putting together outfits. Here's a little bit on runway and what's been on the runway. Blue combined with black. So this is literally just putting together ensembles, giving you some fashion ideas. Earth tones, striking patterns, combined clean lines. This is very much giving you fashion advice. But these are patterns that are included. And then they're telling you how to style it, what colors to put together with it, that sort of thing. Here you can see some of the patterns, and they're numbered. So here's the patterns that are included. We have all these shirts, 2 versions of pants, some more shirts. This is shirt or top, or maybe tunic would be another way. This one could be peplum, some more pants or shorts, another top, cute little draped dolman dress. This one has either plain patch pockets, or it has sort of like maybe a pocket on there. It kind of looks like a ruffle from here, but I could be wrong. And then more tops. This could be a little vest or top, another peplum. And this kind of shows you what's happening in European fashion right now. Very Chanel looking jacket. Here are the line drawings. And let's see what these are telling us. Parade of models. Classification of models by their degree of complexity for sewing. So this is telling you how hard it is to sew. And I think it gets progressively harder. And it tells you the sizes. So these are the sizes. Easiest to hardest blouse. Easiest to hardest. That's what they're doing. This I'm confused by, because the skirt is actually, to me, the easiest in this one. This one would be the most complex. This one would be the easiest. So unless there's something going on with this that I don't know about, these are pretty similar. Pants, usually, especially with the button fly, etc., these would be more complex. So here is the size chart, again, in centimeters, because we're dealing with Europe, but very nice explanations. Ukrainian to English, it tells you how to do it, about your chest circumference, etc. And then the sizing. Just as an interesting aside, as I was taking translated photos of these, it actually has women, short women, tall women, and then it has children and men, all different size charts, which I think is very interesting. They break it down to help you with some of the fit issues. More information. This is telling you which dot to follow for which size. And these are the directions. Now these have less information and pictures than the Japanese one, which has some pretty detailed sewing instructions. Back here is where you're going to get the more detailed, and they do have some color to help. So anything they think that would be more complicated, they're going to give you a little bit more information on it back in the back, including, look at these cute pockets, buttonholes, doing some top stitching, doing snaps for, this looks like a waistline adjustment piece, which is really cool. More zipper information, lots of zipper information. Here's some shirring for a cute little top. Look at the pretty buttons on it's very pretty on the cuff. There's that cute Chanel jacket. I just purchased some pants like this for myself for my trip for traveling in, and that jacket really would look cute with it. Dolman tops are big right now. I'm just going to say, I noticed when I went shopping with my sister, Dolman was in. I've got lots of Dolman top patterns right now. I made some things similar to this, but look at how they've layered it. They've got this over this, which is not something I'm just saying is going to be 100 degrees here today. It's not appealed to me today, but this, I think, is a February magazine, so more appropriate for February. Look at this pretty jacket, almost a duster style. Very pretty. So this one is, I believe, the February one. Look at how cute that is. I picked up a pattern, makes me think of a Gertie pattern. Patterns by Gertie, what are those called? Charm patterns. And it's a little top, and it has a sleeve, which you could take out, that looks a lot like that. That's in my want to sew pile. So this is the February one. All in Ukrainian. There is very little. It says capital, fashion capital in English. Pretty much everything else is Ukrainian in this one. And when I went back to check to see if I made a mistake, in the description it says English, German, I think it says English, German, French, Spanish, Russian, something like that. And but it's actually Ukrainian. Now this one is the 7th magazine of 2025. So this is the summer of last year. And I picked up, the reason I did this is I wanted one that had like jackets and sort of wintry things, and one that had summery things to compare. This one says stylish protection, bilateral heart scarf and bandana, airy chic. The same sort of thing where it has the pictures in the front, so you kind of see what you're getting. Then it has fashion information, runway information, sort of like inspo. Here they're showing how they've styled it. They give you the information on the individual pattern. This may be a designer. I'm not using my Translate right now, so I'm guessing. But you can see, boy, that is so 70s looking, isn't that? It looks comfy though. Karl Lagerfeld. Here's some more how to put together an outfit. So this is more than just the patterns. It's style, it's fashion, it's inspo, it's all of those things. Little wrap dress. We made our cute Vogue one that's recently, that vintage one that I love. Here's our little scarf that they were just talking about on the cover. Here's the hat and the scarf, sun protection. That's what that is. They've got, it sort of looks like, back in the 90s we had something like this, and I think it was called the origami pants, and it almost looks, it's like the front and the back come together. This may be a skirt and not a pant, but it's what it reminds me of. Another cute little overall. Lots of cute patterns, some more comfy pants. They even have some leggings in here. Same sort of thing. So here's our line drawings to really make it easy to see what we're doing. And this is again from easiest to hardest in each group. Our measurement information, our sewing and cutting out information. And here's what the patterns look like. I forgot to show it in the last one. But they're colored. They're stapled in, so kind of being careful here. I don't want to rip it. I don't want my magazine to fall apart. So they're stapled together and you can see the different colors. So each pattern is a different color. So all the greens go together. It's what it appears like. All of the green lines, all of the red lines, all of the black lines. And then there's one that has a red shadow behind it. That's its own pattern. So that way you can tell which pattern you're working on, because there's a lot of lines on here. But that's how they did it. Let's compare that to how they did it in the Japanese magazine for their patterns. Now this one is just glued in, it appears. And it is printed, they do not overlap as much. They do overlap some, but it looks like it's the same pattern. So only the green ones overlap. Here's A, here's C. They do overlap some. C's overlapping A, but not nearly as much. And I don't think there is as many, I think there's more drafting available in this one and less. See, this one only has these patterns in the paper pattern, and the rest is to be drafted. Where this one, it's all in the paper pattern. I don't think they have any drafting available or shown. And here's our sewing information. They're showing how to do the little scalloped ruffle. They're showing how to make the little turn your, let's look. Types of straps. So they're just showing how to make the bias turned strap here. Very cute fabric. Love that fabric. I have a lot of fabric jealousy. It is a skirt. It is a skirt, this one. And it sort of is like two panels that wrap at the side. The back wraps to the front. Here's the cute little overall. Look at that cute eyelet. A very old-fashioned gladiator sandal. Pretty scalloped hem. Ooh, I really like that. Bubble skirt, oh my goodness, that makes me think I need to get out a project of the past. I have a bubble dress from the early 80s. I think I was 13 or 14 when I made it. Still have it though, in like electric blue taffeta. Like this fun patched pocket with the little buttons on it. I personally wouldn't wear it because it wouldn't be attractive on my body because I'm heavy in that area, but it's so cute on her and I like the little leg. It's got a fun little cinched ankle, and this is really dramatic and very 60s looking. Doesn't that kind of give you an Audrey Hepburn? Here's some of the activewear, little activewear pants. And here they're talking about fabrics. This is that bubble gauze. And that is the Berta ones. Now I looked to see, New Mode is another European company that I really like their patterns. And I looked to see if they had a pattern catalog like this, and I could not find anything for them. So it may be out there, but I haven't found it yet. Okay, sewists, I hope you enjoyed looking at these magazines and just learning about another way that sewists around the world are creating. I really enjoyed this. I have about a $60 investment in these, but I think it was worth it. It's fun to see what they're doing around the world. It's fun to see other techniques. I love to look at fashion from other places. I often look at Paris fashion specifically. I watch all of the fashion shows when they come out the runway for Couturier. I check them all out and watch them. That's something I have considered doing as either a live or as a members only thing, and I've never done it, and I'll tell you why. I've never done that because I really struggle with asking for money or having people pay to look at my videos. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have Buy Me a Coffee. I don't make anything for doing videos. I really do this as a hobby and for fun and for the fun creative community. But I am considering it because I would love to sit and talk about fashion and design with everyone. And the only way I can do it is through a memberships type thing. I haven't done it. I think I will put up a poll this week over on my community page, maybe in this video. I know there's a way to do a poll in the video, and I've never done it, but I might do that too, just to get some more feedback from you, which is why it has not happened. I have been thinking about it for an entire year. I've done 2 lives where we just talked. It was fun. I get nervous. I'm actually kind of shy. I do great here in front of the camera. If anyone was in the room with me, I no longer could do this. However, I do really well in a classroom setting also because I don't feel shy at all. I feel like I'm with all my sewing friends and we're all here for the same purpose. So it's a little different going live, I will just say, but I'm willing to do it. I've spoken to hundreds of people. Like I've stood up and had, taught to a group of over 100 before with no problem, with no nervousness at all. I don't know why going live on, I can't see you. I don't know. It makes me more nervous. It makes me more shy, I guess. But anyway, no one cares about that. Those are my thoughts on that. I would love to, there's some really interesting fashion shows this year too. There's some interesting stuff happening in fashion. There's even a fashion documentary, a couple of documentaries that I think would be really fun to show and stop and talk about together. Or maybe we could all, kind of like a book club, we'll all go watch it and come back and have a discussion later. Those are thoughts that I have. I would be curious what you think about that as we're looking at style from around the world and fashion. We all in some way care about fashion because we're sewing clothing for the most part here. And it's not always for style. Sometimes it's for fit, but we still care about, we all have an opinion on our clothes and how we look. And I think it's fun to have good conversations about that. Next week, we will be back to making an actual project. I finally have everything ordered for the next project. I think I'm going to work on my husband's shirts. He is desperately anxious for me to get those done for him. So I think we will be back making shirts for my husband next week. I have like 7 more projects stacked up to work on after that. So I have lots to sew with you and I'm excited to do it. I'll see you next week for another fun video. If you found this video helpful, informative, or just entertaining, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and maybe giving me a hype.